Welcome into the Heat Report by Chat Sports. I am your host, Nic Rohloff, and we have a jam-packed show for you guys today. We were actually filming a video that I planned on going out today, and then we got hit with some breaking news, and I guess breaking, it is what it is, but we're going to have to talk about it, so stay tuned for that. But first, it's shout-out time like I promised yesterday. If you shared our video on Twitter, you get a shout-out on the next show. Shout-out to Mom and Dad leading off the list, Chris Rohloff and Greg Rohloff. Shout-out to Mom and Pops, but also stuck in the middle, Ralphie ABC and then Rich 80. Shout-out to you guys for sharing yesterday's video. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you follow me on Twitter too, by the way, at Nic_Rohloff. But there is a lot of rumors surrounding your Miami Heat, so make sure you are subscribed because we are here for everything. NBA draft is 2 days away. We'll have that covered for you on the Miami Heat. All the trade rumors surrounding Damian Lillard, and then I guess Bam Adebayo. We just crossed 1,600 subs on the road to 2K. Hit that sub button and join the channel. But I guess now is Dame asking out of Portland. Maybe the Blazers have different ideas on how they want to handle this Damian Lillard situation, whether it comes to drafting players at 3 or in 23 or using those picks to trade for veterans to help Dame win in Portland. But this is what the Blazers are reportedly doing on draft night, according to NBA Central and the Draft Express. The Blazers intend to hold on to the number 3 pick and select Brandon Miller or Scoot Henderson unless they receive an incredible deal. Portland's goal to remain competitive with Damian Lillard and build for the future with Anthony Simons, Shaedon Sharpe, and the number 3 pick. And this is very interesting because Damian Lillard's been on a record saying that he wants those picks to be moved for veterans if they want him to stay in Portland. This is what Chris Haynes said on the Miami Heat and Damian Lillard. Miami must sense this could be the offseason Dame requests out. Dame doesn't want to rebuild or continue to play with younger guys. All indications are Portland keeps that pick, then Dame will have a decision to make. I think that's why the Heat reversed course on Bradley Beal. And I think this is a credible report because Chris Haynes is the mouthpiece for Damian Lillard. Those two are very tight. It's been on record. Everyone knows that Haynes and Lillard have a very solid relationship. And even though Woj and Shams are the better reporters, when it comes to just Damian Lillard, I trust Haynes over Woj and Shams. This is because they have a good relationship, and Dame talks to Haynes all the time. But my take on Damian Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers is that I feel like there's enough reports out there that can confirm that the Blazers, with 2 days in front of the NBA draft, intend to use the selections at pick 3 and 23. I don't really think there's a player out there that they can move for that number 3 pick that would justify it. Maybe you can argue Zion Williamson, but I still think that might be a mistake to use the number 3 pick to trade for Zion, considering all his health issues and off-the-court issues with the baby mama drama, if you know what I mean. So if they do use those picks, I think Damian Lillard might finally ask out. And that's why I have a newfound optimism when it comes to Damian Lillard potentially being traded to the Miami Heat. I was down in the dumps after we didn't go out and get Bradley Beal because I thought they missed an opportunity to upgrade their roster. And Pat Riley was always thinking towards that Orca whale and trying to hold out to get Lillard. And I wasn't sure if he was going to ask out. But after these reports to the media about the Blazers using those picks and not trading them, I think that would move Damian Lillard in a direction to actually finally ask out in Portland and stop flirting with it and actually doing it. So I'll ask you this. It's today's pinned comment. So if you do get hit with a YouTube ad break, scroll down and answer the question down below. Will Damian Lillard finally ask out of Portland? Is it time? I sure hope so. But type your Y's if you think he does. Type your N's if he doesn't. Let me know down in the comments section. Also, on Thursday, the NBA draft, we will be live on our main Chat Sports channel, breaking down all the picks. We'll be live 2 hours before the NBA draft, before ESPN, before everyone else. Make sure you do join us along. We'll be having coverage of every pick in the draft. We won't be going to commercial like those frauds over at ESPN. Remember when Nikola Jokic got picked as a Taco Bell commercial was being played? That wouldn't have happened over at Chat Sports. So make sure you check us out and subscribe on Thursday night. But let's talk about this, because is Damian Lillard coming to the Heat? Who knows? I guess what tired is Damian Lillard coming to the Heat. Wired, the Blazers trading for Bam Adebayo. According to Jake Fisher, the Blazers are prepared to make a significant offer to the Miami Heat for Bam Adebayo. Yeah, right. That really does blow my mind, and I have to really question if the Heat would be willing to even entertain an idea like that. But here's what Jake Fisher had to say on a potential Bam trade to Portland. Miami brass seems very unlikely to consider any Portland overture that doesn't include standout rookie Shaedon Sharpe, in addition to a package of number 3 pick in Anfernee Simons that the Blazers, sources said, have made available in discussions with other teams. So we mentioned that Damian Lillard would wants veterans to come to the Portland Trail Blazers to try to win in Portland. There's really no veterans out there worth this package, but Bam Adebayo would be worth this package. And it's a package of Anfernee Simons, Shaedon Sharpe, and the 3rd overall pick in this year's NBA draft for Bam Adebayo. And I'm really torn on this because the Heat just made the NBA Finals. So why would they trade their second best player? All likelihood a top 25 player in the NBA. And I would still consider the best defensive player in the NBA who has good ties. Fan base loves him. I know people can get frustrated with his offensive game, but Bam is one of the best players in this league, and you can see it on a night-to-night basis. Look at these stats. 20 points per game, 9 rebounds, 3 assists on 54% shooting, and he's a good free throw shooter as well, while playing the best defense in the NBA when it comes to anchoring this Heat defense, which has also been top 5 basically every year in the league. But let's go back to this package. And I really think that the Heat would be, I wouldn't say dumb to not entertain this deal. Now, I'm going to go on record saying this right now. I do not want to trade Bam Adebayo. I would like the Heat to trade for Damian Lillard to create a big 3 of Dame, Jimmy, and Bam. But now let's consider this. They can't go out and get Dame. The Blazers have made it clear we are never trading for Dame, and Dame doesn't ask out. So now where does that leave the Heat in their current roster construction? Are they going to run it back for what it feels like the 3rd or 4th straight year since acquiring Jimmy Butler in 2019? Or are they going to try to make a sizable change to get better as an organization and have a longer future? And I think you really have to consider this package because of what Simons, Sharpe, and that 3rd overall pick could bring. I mean, Simons is an absolute sharpshooter on a 4-year, $100 million deal, slightly cheaper than Tyler Herro's deal. You could argue Simons is better because his scoring ability, better defender, more athletic. Sharpe, standout rookie, super athletic, had a really good rookie year, and I can see him continuing to get better. And then that 3rd overall pick is what is most enticing to me because it's likely going to be either Brandon Miller or Scoot Henderson. And Miller, my favorite prospect in this draft, a wing guy who can flat out score the basketball, or an uber athletic point guard in Scoot Henderson. That 3 would be interesting alongside Jimmy Butler. If you just stay with me for 1 second, Simons at year 1, say you take Scoot Henderson at 3, right? Scoot and Simons your backcourt, Sharpe at the 3, Jimmy at the 4, and then maybe you trade Tyler Herro for a serviceable starting 5. It would be very enticing to me for the Miami Heat to make that deal, and I don't think I would say yes, but I would have to definitely consider it because this would put the Heat in a really good position to win now, I think, and win in the long term. But I'll ask you this. Should the Heat trade Bam Adebayo? Type T for trade, type P for pass. I'm going to still type my Ps. I'm not trading Bam. I still want Damian Lillard, but I'd at least have to think about it if that package we just showed on screen was offered to Pat Riley and the Miami Heat. But let's look at Damian Lillard, and these are his career playoff stats. And we've talked time and time again how the Heat will always be in the playoffs because of their front office, their coaching, and their roster. So if the Heat want to get over the top, they're going to need a playoff performer, and Damian Lillard is certainly one of those. 25.7 points per game, 6 assists, 4.5 boards. But the thing that stands out to me the most, and I've said this time and time again, is the efficiency from Dame time. 46% from the field, 44.9 from 3. Those numbers are just flat out incredible. And when you look at the playoffs, defense tightens up, pressure, lights on you. You need to rise to the occasion, and Damian Lillard just does that. 45% from 3 in the playoffs is actually a mind-blowing stat that I can't even wrap my head around if I'm going to be honest with you guys. but Dame would absolutely be a great addition to this Heat team. Like I said, keep Bam Adebayo, keep Jimmy Butler, trade everything you have to try to get Dame to form a big three that would immediately put the Heat as the favorites to win the NBA title, I believe, and definitely be the favorites to come out of the East. Make that deal right now, Pat Riley, please. And if Damian Lillard's asked out, the Heat are going to be one of the first teams to reach out for Damian Lillard, and we'll have you covered here at the Heat Report. So make sure you subscribe, lock us in for a long off season of Miami Heat news and rumors.